on this computer. So let me jump on here and show you guys. Let me move into a share screen, okay? There we go. Share that. Let's drop this. So are you guys able to see my screen there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is VPM Solutions. Okay. So when you talk about virtual team members, I have I'll send you a link. I'll put it into our Leverage Nation private group, because they'll give you your own code that you can share to folks to use. And I guess they have like an affiliate program of some sort or whatever, right? So as you can see, I signed up like 6 minutes ago, but we have an account, Jeff and I at the office. But what I wanted to show you, this is my profile site. It took me like 2 minutes to create an account. But if you go here to search, you can find assistance for anything, keywords, skills, the country, English. If you look on this left panel right here, proficiency, do they have certificates, and what's your budget, right? So as we were talking earlier, Philip, you know, if you notice right here, like Sheila, she's in the Philippines, basic English, $2.46 an hour.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you can even move down here to Marvin. Marvin's at $1.81 desired, you know, an hour. But what this does is this will give you like a full breakdown on who they are. I think I've seen this guy several times before. We've actually checked him out. But some of them will actually like if you need like so Philip, what I was getting at was, right, so let's say you wanted phone assistance, right? So somebody's going to answer the phone, but what do you want them to do? Would you like them to answer the phone and then maybe start
Qualify?
Qualify?
Yeah, literally, yeah. I mean,
You
so it's for the IT side of the business, right?
Yeah.
So if it's a customer, a current customer, or a possible lead, or just all the other, right? I just need some. Right now, it all just goes. I'm never here, right? I'm always out,
Yeah.
and it goes to my VoIP phone, my cloud phone, and I know people aren't leaving messages. Like a new customer, if they got a computer issue, and it took me years to figure this out because it was convenient. I'll just let them go to voicemail, right? I'm
right.
But I know I'm missing opportunities that way. So I need a live. I've talked to a lot of other IT providers that I've known forever, and they're like, dude, you need to have a live person, because these customers, if their system's down and they see your ad or something and they call you and nobody's answering the phone, they're gonna call somebody else.
Yeah.
So I know I've lost opportunities because I don't have the live call, but I mean, they don't have to do anything crazy. I just need them to answer the phone
and scrub a lead.
Qualify, right?
Yeah,
That's
qualify
your name, number.
Yeah.
If it is a client, there's a couple of things I need to know if it's a current client, to put a ticket in, right? But
so in that scenario,
you know, like, it's nothing crazy.
Yeah. So like in that scenario with these services, right? Like, you know, you could set up the time frame, right, that you would want to set their hours, and you budget for maybe 20 hours a week or whatever it may be. So you know that somebody's answering the calls during these times, right? And it just depends on the English proficiency, like, you know, the rate. Like you can really scrub these folks, you know, pretty good.
I would assume that I can have them do other tasks if I'm paying them.
Yes, exactly.
Because the phone don't ring that much. I wish it did, but
right. But you could even have them do cold call out too, right? So if you look here, like Alona, right? Alona in the Philippines at $3.82 an hour, right? Here's her skill set, right?
Telemarketing, yeah.
And then software skills. She's familiar with these management softwares, right? So she's got. So some of them will have a video resume, and that's what we've done is we've actually looked at their video resume, because you'll hear them speak. So then you're gonna know right away like how proficient they are. You know what I mean? Because if you're talking answering the call,
it won't lie.
yeah, there's no lying from the video.
Excellent on paper, and then they say
Right.
excellent or something in real life.
Yeah, exactly.
Real life's different. Yeah.
and you can see here, you know, like they give you their background, right? Like companies they've worked for on their resume, you know, Stream Global Services, offering over the phone advice to customers on products, determines, you know, educational background, you know, so tons of stuff. So like in this scenario, if this was somebody you're interested for, you could just shoot them an invite, you know, and you know, you just scrub it, man, and figure out
Yeah,
your
send me that
budget.
list. I mean, I mean, just doing the math here. I mean, I haven't called other services, but I've heard that those service. I mean, just doing the math here. I mean, for a 40-hour week, let's just say full time, right? 40 hour
Yeah,
work, regular work day. I mean, it's still less than what I'm hearing on answering service, right? So
yeah,
I'm
and the
hearing,
idea is you can get them to qualify your folks, man, when they call,
you know,
you know, and bro, you could even like you could even get real strategic with it, you know, and I mean you negotiate it with them, right, through the company and stuff, right? But maybe, you know, if you're looking at a 40-hour a week budget, right, maybe 30 is phone calls, you know, receiving, and then 10 is outbound, you know, scrubbing a list that you provide,
'cause I do
cold
have.
calls.
I would like, part of my marketing plan is going to require some outbound. I mean, nothing. I don't need them to sell anything. I just need them to
No, outbound phone calls.
Qualify.
get qualify a lead. Are they interested? Peak interest? Boom. Send
That's
it to
it,
me.
bro.
I do the rest. I take over the rest of the process, and then there's some admin tasks that I can't get done.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
there's
Word
everything.
documents and little things. Yeah.
There's
Bookkeeping.
everything.
There's
Yeah, bookkeeping, paperwork, and looking things up, research, and stuff
Yep,
like.
there's all of it.
the research. That one's the difficult one for me. Like I wanted. So I've used a couple different services along along these terms. You know,
Yeah,
Mhm.
the number one takeaway for me though was it's so affordable that you can try lots of different people.
right.
And so, it's a numbers game, and at the end of the day, you throw that net out there with you try enough people, you're going to get one or two that you like, and
Yeah.
so, I had some marginal success with that, in the things that I was looking for. So earlier when I said that I tried it, I didn't want to be like dismissive.
Sure, sure.
But the affordable rates are just, it's so, I think such a good idea to you could try so many, you could just try out so many people. Now, of course, you got to have a way to check, what they're doing. So if you have somebody doing outbound calls, you know what I mean, you're gonna have to throw in some people that
Yeah.
and just see how they interact with those
They
people.
call,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sprinkle Jason's phone number in there, maybe Alex, you know.
Good luck getting me on the phone, bud.
at least hey, let me know if you at least get a voicemail.
Yeah.
At least a voicemail.
Or text campaign, like you can have them do text campaigns, email campaigns.
Well, I mean, I do have access to CRM for texting and all that stuff. So
That's perfect.
They have
Yeah.
the tool. They have the tool. I have the tools for anybody like that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, then you're
soft phones and all that. Yeah,
you're
So
halfway there.
From here, I have a Go High Level platform, so
Yeah.
I can give them a number. They can call out. I can see when they call. It records.
Oh yeah, you're in, bro. Yeah, you just got to find the right one. And
Well, send me that link, and I'm gonna take a look. And that
yeah,
because there's too much back end, and it's the phones. I'm missing out. I know I'm missing opportunities.
right.
I mean,
Well,
I talked to one guy. I talked to a guy I know. He's out of state. He's not a competitor, but he does IT managed service like me. And he's like, "Yeah, man. When I moved to that, like literally that first week, I moved to I mean, he did an answering service, but live call, like live answering. That first week, he got somebody calling about a computer, but that computer repair, it was a 1 hour thing, turned into a $15,000 a month contract. Because somebody answered the phone, and they told them, if you didn't answer the phone, I was going to call somebody else. Like it was an urgent computer.
And that's how business is, right? Like in business, I mean, we have to remember we're the same way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like if we call somebody because we need something, but we don't get an answer,
Yeah.
we're gonna move on.
I
Right?
mean, if my plumbing's flooding my house, I pick up the phone. I ain't gonna wait for somebody to call me back, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
on to the next guy until somebody says I'm coming, right? I mean,
That's right.
and I
Yeah,
know
that's
that
right.
it's one of those things like we know better and we still don't. Well, it took me, a while to figure out, like, because I was busy, right? You're working.
For
I have
sure. Yeah.
work, but you need more work. I need more work, right? We all need more work.
So what I hear you saying is in 2024, you're gonna be busier working on the business instead of in the business.
Right. That's my goal. I'm trying to
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that, like, so that I can bring in IT guys,
Right. Right.
kind of grow and maybe a staff and just run it. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
I'll send you I'll post the link here and like I said, Jeff and I have been scrubbing this platform for a little bit here. Because
I like you could choose, you see all the rates, you see,
yeah, everything. You can see the rates and you can definitely oh, there's Brian.
because I get people, pitching me offers through, Messenger and all this. Oh,
Sure.
VA's here, VA's here. It's like, there's so many, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have time for an hour sales call just to find out they're $10 an hour. I don't.
Right.
I'd
Right.
rather know right away. Is it gonna work, or is it even possible, right?
Yeah. Well, I like the fact that, like I said here, if you go, when you click on them, you can see all their skill set, right?
That's great.
A resume. Some of them will have, excuse me, will have a video resume. I
Yeah,
like the video resume, man.
yeah, that's what I would look for. And I like what Jason said. You can kind of try different. Like maybe I get an expert at the office and Excel and all that, to do all that kind of stuff, and somebody really good at just answering. You can kind of mix it around with those kind of costs, right?
Yep. And there's so many folks here on
different
this
people.
platform. You could find a catch-all. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You could find one that is a nice mix of what you need.
Yeah, the more specific you can be, the better this service is going to be for you. That's what I was kind of getting to a minute ago about the research. Is like it was really difficult for me to pawn off the research on some things that I was looking into because I didn't really know what it is that I need researched.
Yeah.
So and that was a fault of my own, right? Like it didn't yield a good result because I didn't know how to clearly explain what it is that I needed.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of like I tried a VA for 3. I mean, this was back in 2020 when I first started the real estate thing, and everybody was said, "Oh, get a VA." I was like, "Okay," so I got a VA, but I didn't know enough then on what to tell them to do.
Yeah.
I was still trying to figure out the process on all that. I'm outbound cold calling and all wholesaling and all that.
You were
But
you were still
get
trying
a
to figure
VA.
your
Okay,
way.
I got a VA in 3 months. They would ask me questions. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know yet. Now I know, and I could do it, but it is what it is. You have to know. You have to be able to train them, right? You have to be able to tell them what you want, because don't expect them. At $2 an hour, don't expect them to know what you want. So you have to be able to coach them.
Exactly. Yeah, you got to lead them.
Yeah.
And then the work is just plug and play. You know what I mean? And then I was trying to see if we could find one with a video. Yeah.
There's not a filter that'll just put videos. The filter doesn't have for video or keyword video, maybe. I don't know.
Brian, how you doing, Brian?
I know. I thought I saw him in there.
I'm good, man. Sorry, guys. My alarm went off. I have a 6:45 alarm to jump on the call. It went on, and so I was like, I saw Jake post on the Facebook page. Jumped on there, and he said, "See you guys at 6." I was like, "Oh shit!" So I jumped on now. I'm driving now, so I leave the office nowadays at 6.
Oh, okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm on some drive time right now, guys. And yeah, I apologize for not being on earlier. I didn't see the Facebook post, man. I still had a 7 o'clock start time, but yeah, I'm glad I was able to at least catch the end of it, man, because it's always good to, there's always nuggets, man. So I'm trying to pick up whatever I can, dude.
Glad you made
Okay,
it.
I'm glad I wasn't the only one about the 7 o'clock thing. I was like, I
Yeah,
saw
I
the
had
6
to-
o'clock and I was like, damn, that one came fast today.
I had to peel it back. I had to peel it back because I have another commitment coming up at 7-ish.
Okay.
So I had
Okay,
to,
so it wasn't me. Yeah, okay, it was okay. I thought I saw it at 7, but I was
yeah.
like,
And I figured because I was sitting here at 6 and nobody was on, and then I figured I looked on Facebook and I saw Jason ask what the link was, and then I thought, man, I wonder if these guys are just running with the 7 o'clock time slot, and I'm gonna get off at 6:30 because I was here by myself.
yeah, I looked at
and
the
then-
post and I saw 6 p.m. I was like, okay, and I was like, shit. I was like, all right, let me get on.
Yeah. So
It's all good. It's all good.
So I mean, we can adjust it to 6:30 if that works better for y'all. But
Yeah, I mean, I
but
was
I gotta
fine.
have a hard stop by 7:30 for sure, because I gotta jump on another call.
Yeah, I gotta jump on too, but
Yeah, I mean,
that's all good.
yeah, I mean, whatever time you guys want to start, I can. I mean, I hate to jump on late, but like I said, since I'm in the office now till 6, I've got a sales team there, and
Yeah.
so they might, like right now tonight, I had I stayed a little bit later because somebody's working on a sale. Wanted to make sure they didn't have any questions or anything like that, and so ideally I get off at 6 or leave. Ideally it's 5:30, but I've been staying till 6. But yeah, I mean, I don't want you guys to have to change it because of anything like that. But I can definitely jump on as soon as I walk out the door.
Okay. So tonight, what we've been talking about is virtual assistants, aka virtual team members, right?
Yeah.
Because Philip had posted, he was looking for a phone service, and for me, I thought, man, Jeff and I have been talking about this for a while, and at the end of the day, I just wanted to offer my 2 cents of like get the most bang for your buck, because if you're gonna
Yeah.
pay for a phone service, you want more than just them to answer and take a message, right? Like, because that's
Agreed. Yeah.
yeah. But if you're gonna spend the dollar spend, like make it worthwhile. So Jeff and I have been scrubbing through this VPM services for a couple things, and so I was showing the guys here. I'm gonna post this program. It's free to sign up. It doesn't cost anything, and they have an affiliate link. So when you sign up, you're gonna get your own affiliate link, which is cool, right? So I'll post mine there for y'all to check out. But what I like a lot about it is that not only do they have this like full-blown resume, like you could find out, their desired pay and what they have to say, and the qualifiers, you can put like almost anything, right?
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
But what I really like is that you'll come across some of them that have a video description.
Yeah,
And
so here they're really proficient.
yeah, so if you're looking for somebody who's proficient in English,
Yeah.
so let's play this young lady right here. Let's see how she sounds. What is it? Pamela. All right.
Hi, I am Pamela Monasque, excited to join you. To have a glimpse about my background, I graduated as Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, major in Financial Technology. I work as a freelance graphic designer and have multiple clients before, and also worked as a full-time accounting assistant in a corporate role, specifically in Lucky 7 Incorporation. I also work in a finance department for administrative roles for 2 years in SPC Medical Center. In addition to that, I am well organized in my work. I labeled everything and I am very keen to details. I love exploring more knowledge through self-learning videos, and I always seek for supervision about my progress in work. So I can say that I am best for this role because of my great action, skills, and experiences, and for my willingness to learn more about my craft. That's all. Hope to hear from you soon. Thank you. Bye.
That's awesome, man.
Man, that's not too bad for $2.64 an hour.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not.
Yeah.
I mean, I could walk down the street and there's some people that don't speak that well. So I mean,
Yeah.
you've been here and they've lived here 20 years. I got family members that don't speak that well.
Yeah.
So
You got a
so
bachelor
that's pretty
too.
good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, For $2.64, yeah.
Yeah. So I that came to mind. I said, man, you know what? Let me show the guys this, you know. And my hunch told me that Jason had kind of fiddled with this at some point in time. And you know, being in business, you know, we just want to get the best bang for our buck, you know.
Well, being in business, you got to explore any advantage that you might possibly get.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and there's definitely, I think, an avenue here. You know, it just, you know, definitely depends on how you're able to incorporate it into your business.
Yeah.
So, real quick side story. I used a VA for, I don't know, about 3 years when I was getting up and running, or 2 years, 2.5, because I was a solo agent. I had a lot of leads coming in. And what I was mostly doing was I was having her qualify stuff. It was at the time early on when I was buying leads. And so I would buy, you know, 1,400 age leads. I would have her call them, just qualify them. If somebody wanted to talk about insurance, transfer them to me. But it cut down on my time that I had to spend making these calls and trying to get somebody on the phone and back to back to back to back. I was calling 400 calls a day, and I had my people calling 400 calls a day. So that was the metric that they had to meet. Oh, yeah, dude. It was 400 calls a day, 4 hours of talk time, or selling 2 policies, right? That was, you're going to be doing one or the other. So if you get somebody on the phone, talk to them. I don't care what you talk to them about, talk to them, because that's what builds rapport. That's what gets the conversation started. If you can keep on the phone more than 5 minutes, then do it. Don't give the sales pitch. Don't just talk to them, dude. That's it. And so anyways, getting back to it, when COVID hit, there was a whole bunch of things I had to switch up. So obviously my budget was cut quite a bit. I had to let go of some people. Well, not only that, they were not productive at home. So the work from home thing worked for some people, didn't work for others, not productive, had to let them go. And so funneling still 1,400 leads to now 2 people as opposed to 5 people became a little bit tough. So again, getting them off the phone, they were getting burned out, having the VA call and do that stuff, qualify them. I would do the phone interview with them to kind of see and make sure that they were going to be okay on a customer to customer base, or customer facing basis. But yeah, man, I think that's great that it's all in one place. There's, the skill sets. They give you a little quick interview, rundown on what they're doing. I think that's awesome, man.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, or that's where the need is for me, Brian, is right now my main number for the computer side of the business goes to a phone, or a cloud phone, and I'm usually not here. It also rings to my mobile, but sometimes I'm literally in the middle of a project or at a customer in a meeting, so I'm not always answering. And I know leads aren't going to leave a message most of the time, right? They just call somebody else. So it started with answering service to qualify if it's a customer or lead or other, but then Jake said VA, and I'm like, yeah, why not? Like, they can do that and then some. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah, for sure.
And again, because for my business with IT managed services, one customer makes a big difference, because I'm able to provide not just fixing a computer, but it's servers, it's network, it's providing internet, it's phone system, it's a recurring service like host. I'm like literally there's a lot in one customer. I could sell, let's say, 12 different services just to one customer, and some of those are monthlies, some of those are one time, but so one or 2 customers a month is a big impact to the business, right? And most of what I do is knowledge, experience, like it's active, but it's not, I'm not selling widgets, it's
something else that's pretty handy about that service is that gal that we were just listening to that Jacob pulled up.
Yeah,
I noticed that she has experience in graphic design.
Yep.
And a lot of those folks have multiple disciplines that they're good at. And so like once you filter through, a handful of them, and you find a couple that you like, they can help your business in other avenues, like maybe making flyers or whatever else. Cause they all have that, a pretty common, I don't want to say common, but it's more advantageous for them to have a broader skill set, so one that's doing you a good job is likely to have those other skills,
and so I think we all could use,
I do. So like
We'll have to use somebody to do something like that, right? To do.
I use Design Pickle to this day, and I'm not doing anything with. I really don't sell any products that require design services. It's just like the background behind me right now. I sent that over to them. They got it about 75-80% done, and then I was like, okay, well, they didn't understand exactly what I wanted, but it didn't matter because they got it going. I've polished it up, and it saved me just looking at a blank screen and being like, okay, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
it's a lot easier sometimes to take some stuff and sometimes they blow it, don't get me wrong, but it's like, it didn't, you know what I mean? It's just a flat fee every month.
That's
you know
an
what I mean? I just got
energy
it worked into my
suck,
budget.
right? It's not
You
just a
know?
time suck; it's an energy suck. Because
Yeah,
I've had to make my own graphic, flyer. Like when I first started, the business in 2019. I made all my own, and I was like, I was using Adobe Photoshop and stuff, and that shit's, I wasn't an expert at it. I just had to figure it out with videos, and it was like a mentally draining thing, and it still is for me. Like that's not my strength. Making graphics and designs and all that. Like, yeah, I mean that's a whole nother thing that, yeah, you're right. That could
yeah. So I mean, if this person already knows what your business is about, they're taking phone calls or whatever it may be that you have them doing, you know what I mean? So they know the basic workings of what it is that you provide, and then it's like they can also make flyers, or they can, they're handy with Excel, right? They can make you 1,000 postcards or something like that, all addressed to different people and just whatever. I mean, it's those virtual teammates, as Jake calls them. There's definitely some advantages to them.
Well, even just Brian bringing up he brought up that keyword about age leads. I've got some age leads, old customers, old leads that I've had for 10 years. It's like 2,000. Like I'm not going to call 2,000, so maybe I'll get them to call.
Yeah.
Dude, they'll blow through it. Give them a week, man, and you'll have, out of 2,000, dude, you'll have at least 100 new customers. At least people that you're talking to, man, and who can't use that,
And start creating a pipeline, whether you're.
And then the money is so right. It's like all it takes is for them to land one or two customers, and it's like it just paid for a year of this VA,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna be send me the link, Jake.
I just posted it in our private group.
Okay.
Yeah, I just posted it there in our private group. So Alex, welcome to the party.
Alex.
We're already winding into the fourth quarter.
You had the 7 o'clock start time too, huh?
I think he did.
He's on mute.
You're on mute, bud.
Oh, my bad. So, oh man, so it was 7 o'clock, or no, it's 6.
No, we all thought it was 7 too, but I noticed it was. I didn't come on until 6:30.
Oh shoot! So I'm actually.
I got here like 45, man.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Right.
Okay.
It's
Shoot.
all good.
How you doing?
Bro. It's all good. How are you doing, Alex? How are things going?
Good. Leads are coming in pretty consistently now. Yeah, no, I mean it's
Nice.
Yeah, this week definitely picked up. Signed on a few new clients this week. I got one today. Got a couple more on Friday. So it's it's definitely starting to pick up.
Awesome.
Very cool. What do you think changed?
I honestly don't know. I think it's mostly I think what's really, I mean, it's just, I think it's seeds just being planted from, months, weeks prior before. One lady I met with today, I met her a couple weeks ago, about a month ago at a vendor event. And we met for coffee today, and she just really liked what we had to offer, and she already sent us a client. He wants to sign up Friday. So I mean, it's just I think it's just seeds, starting to blossom.
Good.
Yeah, that's definitely something important that a lot of people aren't. That I'm, it's those things you should be doing, but you end up working all the time, and you end up, I'm in the moment, so I'm gonna help, but it's no less important. And that's kind of what I've been, again, because of y'all, I've been reading a lot of different stuff more frequently. And there's a book there, but I'll show it to you. But again, it's about IT marketing, right? That's kind of what I'm in now. literally for managed service providers. It's a company on the East Coast, and that's all they do is they help IT providers grow and market, and
Nice.
so everything's catered to just this industry, and they nail it. They're like, I bet you're working all the time. I'm like, yeah, I bet you're just fixing computers and then solving problems, right? And you don't have time for sales and marketing. I'm like, well, no. Well, that's why, that's the problem. Like, you're not putting your message out there, your brand, you're not touching people enough or at all, and you're not planning
Working in the business, not on the business.
Yeah, you're not planting seeds for later, so that when the work that I had today is gone, okay, and there's nothing tomorrow, So you're right on it. Like, planting the seeds important. It's
Yeah.
super important.
Philip,
And,
you mentioned oh, go ahead, Alex. I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, yeah, I do apologize. I just got the wrong time, but definitely, I guess I kind of wanted to just love chatting with y'all guys, and it's definitely a good therapeutic group. But after Tuesday at the Icon meeting, because lately the past few months, as we mentioned before, during the Icon meeting, just things in the real estate industry altogether have just slowed down across all platforms and industries, within the real estate market. So it was kind of just really weighing heavily on me, just kind of thinking, am I doing the right thing? Is this did I make the right decision to start a business? And just I guess just being a little over a year old, I guess it kind of hit me that, man, like it's I guess this is my first time experiencing a slow time. So it was just kind of getting me a little worried, like did I make the right decision? But it was good after the Icon meeting to hear other people in the industry knowing that, hey, it's tough for us too, and so it just made me it just reaffirmed my enthusiasm to keep going. And it was just good to know that I guess that it's not us. Like, it's not like our business is not because we suck. It's just because it's just a down market. Yeah.
Dude, I'll be 100% honest with you. I think every single business owner you talk to is going to tell you that they thought about that a million times. I know myself.
I got a great story about that too.
And yeah, I'd love to hear it, Jason.
Oh, this was during 2000. Bam. All right. Yeah, I'm on it. 2008, 2000. So I started my business, my drafting business. I went out on my own in 2007. 2007 was great. 2008 was great, but this is about the time that the market started to turn, and the financial crisis and all this. So 2010 was my worst year. I did I think I did like 4 jobs, and normally like the prior years I was doing like 50. And so I was really I was down on my luck, dude. I was like, man, I screwed up. I got, my kids are young, and I was just like, man, I really did the wrong thing,
Yeah.
And so I looked up the company that I had previously quit from in 2007, and they'd been out of business for like a year already.
Wow.
And so I'm like, I made it through. I already made it longer than if I was working for them, right?
Yeah.
But the big takeaway for me was, it was like I got out and I started my own business, and the years that it was good, the couple, it was only 2007, 2008, 2009, the money was tapering off. 2010 was my worst year, but I still made more money than I did when I was working as an employee.
Right.
And then the real gut check was this. The real gut check was, if I stayed with that company and waited until I would eventually gotten laid off, I would have been in bad shape, man. Because at that point, nobody was hiring. I didn't have any customers or I would not have had any customers that I could lean on. You know what I mean? And so, I'm a big believer in, being in the right place at the right time. So that whole dynamic of how all that kind of unfolded, 2010 for me sucked. It was my worst year, but it was better than the last year that I had worked at the business that I had quit. Two, it sucked for everybody.
Yeah.
And so, man,
Yeah, you
I
weren't
feel like,
special. Yeah, right. Like you weren't special. That
yeah, not at all, not a
everybody
little
was
bit.
not special, you know.
Yep.
And this is kind of
Dude,
the
that's
way.
an awesome story.
Yeah, I mean, it's no different. Like Alex earlier, I told everybody that I'm kind of pulling back out of the real estate thing because I do flips and all that, and these last 2 flips up. You know, I still got one that I can't move, and it is what it is. So I'm gonna focus on my IT business and my solar business.
Right.
I'm just gonna go full steam. It doesn't mean I'm not gonna go back eventually, but you know, I still have rentals, so I still got to manage those.
Right.
But
I think that's important though, Alex. I think it's important that you're aware of that. You're aware that maybe, oh, it's a concerning thing, and business isn't always just rainbows and butterflies.
Right, yeah.
This is good. This is good, but at the same time, what's really ironic, even to this day, I know when I'm about to get an influx of work, because usually I think about what my life would look like if I had if I was working for an employer, right? I'm like,
right.
I could work 9 to 5. I could just cut it off at 5 o'clock. I would have more free time, and all this shit. It's like all these things run through your head, and then it's like you just get you just get this affirmation of why you're not working for somebody else.
Right. Right.
And,
Yeah.
it comes in either ways of work, or it comes in, people, like I've had other employees reach out, right when things were really bad for me, or I'm going through a bad time. Previous employees would reach out and say, man, working for you was the best I've ever had it, or whatever, like I learned a lot from you. Just shit like that. It's just like,
right.
So that's, I know you don't want to hear this, but I think that's good. I think that you're concern about whether every employee, every business owner should feel like that at some point. Hey, was this the right thing?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
and we probably have clients that I know. I have two law firms that are struggling right now. I mean, and they have nothing to do with real estate, but they're just struggling. With the economy,
Right.
I mean, it's just, but I work with them. I'm still going to help them, and I'm going to work them through it, and they'll get through it. They've been around like 25 years, so they're lawyers.
And the thing is, Alex, you're out and about, man. Like you haven't stopped, like your marketing. You haven't stopped, what you're doing to grow that. So the lull that you're seeing and that drop you're seeing is kind of that industry that you were hanging around in. But as long as you kind of switch up your marketing and still continue to do what you're doing, maybe target a different market,
right,
you're gonna see that pick back up, dude. I mean, there's that traction that it kind of has to gain, over time. But if you were sitting there and you're like at home and you're not doing anything and then concerned, I'll be like, well, dude, honestly, that kind of speaks for itself. But dude,
it's not gonna come to you.
Right?
You should be
exactly.
concerned. No,
Absolutely,
exactly. And
get out there. That's it. Like you double your effort, right? You
for sure.
Events,
Yep, exactly.
You create more partnerships like what we're doing now. I mean, I had 3 calls with strategic partners. They don't do what I do, but they're close. They're like right there. There are other technologies that we can work together with.
Right.
And that's what we're going to be doing, right? Like you just get a little more creative and
right. Yeah, exactly.
So if there's another industry that's parallel to you that do it times 10, like do more.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so what he was referring to is at our Icon meeting this past Tuesday, one of the things that we talked about that I had mentioned was, looking at your consumer and considering that in this market, Brian, Philip, myself, we've relied on a referral basis from agents, realtors, right? But they're struggling in this market. And if they don't know where to get their customers from, then we're missing the fact that we've now got to shift gears and go direct to consumer. So now, like for example, with Alex, he's a perfect example too, right? And Brian as well. So rather than rely on the agents that you were getting referrals from before, because they're struggling.
Right.
They're struggling to find their buyers and sellers. So that's a dead horse.
Yeah.
That's probably a bad analogy, right? But that's a, you know what I mean? Like that's a a well that has run dry for a short period of time.
Right, right.
So now, like with Alex and Brian, your new consumer is the direct to consumer, like
Mhm.
the person that needs the service
Right.
rather
Yeah.
than a referral. But you don't stop feeding that. Like like Brian said, you're doing great at marketing. You're everywhere. You're out at events. You're spreading the word. You're branding the company. You're showing your face. The second thing is you've got to go direct to consumer. How do you
Right.
do that? I believe you start going live.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You start
Yeah,
going
I'm-
live on Facebook,
Yep.
Instagram, wherever else you're at. You do it, once every other day, and you
Yeah.
just start building traction as the credit guy that gives the facts.
Right.
Yep.
And you're
Yeah.
just giving the information, and you're just providing the value. You're just
Yeah.
providing the value. And
Yeah.
Dude,
Actually,
that
just
can be
yeah,
big, dude.
for sure.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I actually just created a YouTube channel the other day, so
yeah,
I'm gonna start uploading videos and I got
What
some,
is it?
TikTok, man.
Yeah,
at
share it.
URC LLC. Yeah, so I'm gonna start uploading videos. I got some yeah, I got some lighting and some microphone, some little bitty microphones, so it just makes the quality a little better. But yeah, so I'm definitely gearing up to as you mentioned, Jacob, start doing a lot more video content. So
Hey man, I got a lot of gear.
That's exactly what this book's talking about.
Yeah.
When they talk exactly what we're talking about, the way they say it, it's IT, but they say don't be the service or features or whatever you're selling. You're the brand and you're the subject matter expert, and that's what you
Mhm.
100%. Yeah.
Right.
So like you'll be seeing me like the YouTube thing. I'm thinking about doing
Yeah.
a channel for the computer side, and literally just start being the subject. I'm going to be the subject matter expert in IT, network security. Just that's who you should be.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to attract.
Right. Exactly.
That's
Hey
what
guys,
you're gonna-
before I've got a lot of gear, for like audio and video and stuff like that. Before you go spending a whole bunch of money, I've probably got it, and you could try it out and see if it works for you at first.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool, cool.
After this call, I'll put something in the Facebook post. I'd started Local Talent Studio as a way to, I was going to rent out the studio, and then I was going to, I still am. I just, all these plates I'm juggling. But my point though is it's like, I know, sometimes, things are tough. So if you have an idea that revolves in the video audio space and you kind of want to experiment with it, don't drop a bunch of money on gear because I probably got it. I've got backdrops. I've got all kinds of stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. No, for sure. I
So
appreciate
anybody
that.
that's
Thank
watching
you.
this on YouTube, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to you guys in this room.
Just
Not you
us.
guys.
We're the
Not you
special
guys.
ones. We
Yes.
showed up.
It's for
We
the
showed up.
mastermind group.
There you go.
Yep, yep.
I
Yeah.
appreciate
You should be in the call, not watching it from afar if you want to.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll tell you guys here on the call, and Alex. So I challenged myself to get out of my way, and when I started my YouTube channel, because the whole original concept was right, like I'm going to use the guys from the Birdcage, the media team. They're going to help me. All of this stuff. We're going to record it, then we're going to edit it, and all this stuff. And there's like Gary V just keeps playing in my head. Like, just get out of your own way, right? Like that plays in my head a lot. So that kind of didn't go the direction that I was hoping it would, right? And now, if you guys have seen my YouTube channel, I just post every day. I posted probably like the last 45 days consecutively.
Oh, wow.
And they're shorts. They're just a very 20-second, 30-second short on YouTube. And I'm just recording with my phone. I'm at the gym and I'm providing facts about branding, about business, a little bit about life, just facts, right? Like some information that I think is of value to somebody. Some of my videos have 20 views, some of them have 300 views.
Oh,
so there's traction there, right? Like people are seeing the stuff, but I just had to get out of my own way and just get consistent
right.
and if you look through those shorts, you'll see the progression from like the very beginning, the very first ones until now. Like I didn't know nothing about editing or none of those things, but I came across CapCut, the app, and I use
Nice.
CapCut. Dude, I love it for my, because I use it on my phone. So,
Hmm.
Did you get the pro version?
no, I haven't. I've been using the free one.
That's fine. That's fine. Don't get me wrong. But
Yeah.
the I've got the pro version, and I don't remember where the cutoff is, but like
Uh-huh.
I think with the pro version, you get templates, and you might be able to get them in the free version. I'm not sure. I don't remember, but you get all these. It's just like you use the template, and then it's
Yeah.
like, okay, now just upload 6 video clips in the order that you want, and then it does all the fancy transitions and shit for you.
Wow.
Wow. Hmm.
Yeah, my stuff's very simplistic. I'm just toying with it, right? Learning. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, Alex, just record something of value,
Right.
on your phone, upload it, man. Just get rolling. Because the more you post on there and the more you do, the more you're gonna get confident with it.
Right.
And then it's gonna catch traction. Right. Then it's gonna take off,
And earlier, I think targeting came up. I think it was Brian or somebody mentioned targeting, but like,
Yeah.
like talking specific to certain target.
Oh, right.
Like if you
Yeah.
post something, post one about something specific. Like me, I'm going to be talking to. There's going to be some things I'm going to be posting about medical offices, and then some I'm going to talk about law firms because they all have different requirements, different compliance, different. And I'm just gonna
Different needs. Yeah.
Because city government, I've done city government, but like same thing, like just start targeting. It's not just this broad thing. I do this, but I can do this for you, Mr. Doctor. I could do this for you, lawyer.
Right.
And speak their language because that's what's going to attract them.
For sure.
But,
Nice. I appreciate that. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I hate to cut you guys short tonight, but I've been here an hour and a half.
Yeah. So going forward, is it at 6 or 7?
So are y'all okay with 6 or the 6:30? I mean, we can squeeze it to 6:30. I just got to get off, by the 7:25 mark in the future.
Let's do 6:30. Yeah, I think
6:30. I think is good.
Okay.
That gives y'all room.
Yeah, 6 is a little tight today for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'll work.
Awesome, man. Well, good talking to y'all, man. Y'all have a good one. We'll see you.
Thanks
All right,
again.
Brian.
Yeah.
See you guys.
See you, brother.
Thanks, sir. All right.
All right, guys. We'll see y'all soon. And post something in the messenger in the group. If you got a thought or anything, like we can communicate there too. And it's our private group, because it's not public. There's probably I think 10 of us in there. A couple people, have kind of lingered. But I think they'll show up, they'll show back up, and I'm always just a phone call away for you guys, so
Awesome.
like I always say, man, I love jumping on with y'all and communicating. I walk away from something of value from each of you each week, so next week we'll be more strategic about the time.
And I do, Alex, give me a call. I got some questions for you.
Okay.
Some others for what you do. I have some questions, and then
Okay.
I'll call you about something as well.
Okay. All right, guys.
All right.
See y'all later.
Thanks, Jason. All right.
All right.
See ya.
All right.
Have a great
Bye.
evening, guys.
You too.